And then it was Thursday. What's going on, everyone? How are we doing? Steven, sir, keeper of the home. Congratulations again. I've seen lots of pictures, and all of them have a bunch of boxes in them. Hopefully, someday those boxes become emptied. Hello, lady. How are you doing? I am in the middle. Going on, Paul. How are you? Detroit. I'm in the middle of reading Batman Spawn. Yeah, Paul and I were chatting a little bit earlier about a certain NFT project that launched. That is an absolute laughingstock. That is got to be one of the largest scams I've seen in a long time. Absolute pump and dump happening as we speak. Ladies and gentlemen, Sean the Sketch Ghoul MacArthur. What's up, buddy? I caught your post earlier about looking at your old sketchbook. That's how I feel when I look at my old videos. Believe me, they were not good. Since the NFT project launched, a bunch of companies have realized their unauthorized images are being used for that project. So, much like everything else in that gentleman's life, there is going to be a major lawsuit coming over those NFTs. Oh, now I can sort of see. Yeah, so I was reading, it's right here. Batman and Spawn. Goodness gracious, the artwork. So good to see the guys doing it again. Solid stuff. If you haven't picked up a copy yet, get yourself a reader. It is pretty dang good. And it's leading into some pretty great stuff. A little golden book. Yes, Jeff. I've read my fair share of little golden books. Steven says, I tweaked a muscle in my back today, something bad, moving some boxes. Yeah. That is why, as much as I love you and Maddie, I could not volunteer to lift a thing. I broke my back when I was 19. And if I sneeze or cough the wrong way, I can be laid up for 2 or 3 days. It is no bueno. Gotta alternate that heat and ice, man. Some Epsom salt baths tend to help. I like my Epsom salt to be scented. I prefer a nice lavender mint Epsom salt. Gets me in the mood for sleeping after a long soak. Got a patch on the back now. Yep, I've lived off of those. But the good news is you only have to do it once, and then it's at least another decade before you have to think about doing it again. Excuse me. Menthol salts. What's going on, Don? So tomorrow is for James at his school. It is a half day, so he gets out at 1. Then he is off all the following week, and I believe the week after that. So I am going to be very busy during the day next week. And God bless Mrs. the Breaker. Uh, she's going to have to work all day and then have James all night. Paul says, I cracked my coccyx as a team. No sit-ups for me ever. This is a family-friendly show. We don't talk about your coccyx here. Thank you. Chef said, and the 3 extra days after that. Honestly, when I saw that today was the last full day and it's a hot minute before he goes back to school for a full day, I shut it down. I didn't even look anymore. I was like, whatever. So James has ADHD. Not as bad as some people have it, but he's got ADHD. So it is going to, I will be up early and I will be busy all day. I'm gonna have to come up with things for him to do. He is full energy. In Texas, we don't get kids back until the 4th or the 5th. Oh, goodness gracious. I love my son, but I hope it's not that long. I hope he gets to go back. Like, well, what was this? Let me look at a calendar. I'm hoping they take him back on the 2nd. Take him back on the 2nd, I hope. Please. No. Yeah, this is the I waited a very long time before I had a child. I was 35 when I had James. I should have had him when I was 25 and had the energy for all this. Chef is like the professional development days. It's just another thing, Chef, for you to give the middle finger to. Yeah, Steve. Steven. Oh, you got me, Steven. I don't have any words for you, bud. I don't have any words. I'm ready for bed now. Oh, buddy. Just wait. So, I was luckily unlucky. As most of you know, James was in the hospital for like the first 4 months. So a majority of the nights that every 2 hours you have to wake up, were mostly behind them to a degree. The following few months weren't so bad because he was in the NICU for so long. A lot of the restless nights were on the RN's time, not necessarily our time. We weren't allowed to stay there overnight. We could only visit him during visiting hours. Pretty well, I mean, they were extended, but we couldn't be there 24/7. We were very lucky he had a room by himself, though, because he was going to be a long-standing patient. They gave us a private room for about 80% of the time, which was nice. But yeah, nope. Still love you, Stephen. And I mean, also, Stephen, you have a network of friends, especially DC the Breaker and Mrs. the Breaker, who you can tag in. Mel and I had nobody in Texas. Her family lived in Florida. Our family lived in New York. Aside from my mother coming in for a few week reprieve, we didn't have anybody. We had nada. Like, even our friends were like, our best friends were a gay couple, and they were like, and we're not having kids. Like, this is nope, we're good. We're living vicariously through you. So they were good for the occasional pop by and say hi, but they weren't watching a child. They're like, no, thank you. They said his name was Rashawn. Rashawn's like, I'll babysit. That's it. So yeah, man, you've got a couple of seasoned pros that can give you a hand. All right, so the holiday season is fast upon us. Everything except for Ice Wolf is still sent. Ice Wolf, yours is boxed up. It's just not sent yet. But I finally got to, I wouldn't say sorting it, just figuring out a reasonable way to package it with those cards. So that should be dropped in the mail Saturday latest. This is, I gotta show everybody this. This is crazy. So everybody gets emails when I create the labels. So when I print the labels, you typically 99% of you get the emails. And then I have to drop them at the post office. My post office, on 3 out of the 5 given nights of the week, chain their doors shut so that I can't come in and drop them off. See, there's the P.O. boxes to show you I'm not lying. So this is me at night. As you can see, that's nighttime. There is the drop box that almost all of your stuff goes into, and there's the door chained, saying, no, you, DC the Breaker, are not allowed to mail anything for anybody. So then you think, okay, DC, but what about the boxes on the outside? Oh, you mean these ones? That they padlock shut so I can't put anything in them? Yeah, those ones. So I never want anybody to think that I'm not trying to mail your stuff. I want you to know that the entire universe is working against me. What I want to know is what had to happen to this post office that makes it inaccessible outside of working hours? Or maybe I don't want to know what happened. But yeah, so I have to typically wait an additional day to then, and they don't open till 10 a.m. They don't open till 10 a.m. So it's like, when I drop off James at 8:30, I either have to wait around somewhere for an hour and a half and then drop them off, or go home and then drop them off on the way to work, which is typically how I do it. Icewell says, last year I drove to 6 post offices trying to mail a package after hours, and every one either had the slots filled and they wouldn't open, or had moved it all behind locked doors. It's crazy. It's nuts. You would think, like, if I had a P.O. box and they didn't let me access my P.O. box after hours, you don't know what my schedule is. I need to get my mail. I would be furious. Thankfully, I live in an apartment that has a huge bank of mailboxes, including large parcel boxes. I mean, I don't have to go, but if I paid for a P.O. box, I'd be P.O.'d if I couldn't have access to it when I needed it. Now, my father, I called him today because my father is a letter carrier. He has been for 30 some odd years, since like 86. So 36 years ish. Yeah, about 36 years. And he said, I have never seen them chain doors like that before, especially if there's P.O. boxes inside there and people can't get to their P.O. boxes. He said something had to have happened that was bad, like somebody stealing mail, for them to do that. Oh, he is. He's retired in less than a year. He got double hip replacement 6 months ago. just in time for him to come back and do 8 months of letter carrying before he retires. My mother-in-law is retired. No, not mother-in-law. My stepmother is retired letter carrier as well. So they will have two federal pensions coming their way. My dad's like, the day after my last day, I am sitting in this chair, and he pointed to the recliner and said, and I'm not leaving for a week. He goes, I'm gonna sleep here. I'm not getting up. He goes, I'm removing all clocks from the house, so I never know what time it is because it doesn't care. I'm retired. I don't want to know what time it is. And he goes, and I'm gonna feed the birds and just that's it. He goes, I want to do feed the birds, chase away the squirrels. So that's his retirement. But he was dumbfounded by that. So, and then on top of that, international customers, which I love shipping stuff to other countries. It's not difficult. You just fill out one form. But every single time I do, one of the clerks is like, ooh, this is exciting. Where's it going? And I'm like, Italy or Australia or Canada. And they're like, oh, what is it? I'm like, it's art. I know, right? Congrats to Papa the Breaker. Yep, so I chatted with him today, talked about his retirement. Joe, I know you watch in the background when you have the opportunity. Joe, your package is going to be is on its way. It's customs is done. It's finito. I am finished. So that is en route. One of the cool things about living in California, when I used to send stuff to Australia living in New York, it took an extra 3 days because it had to get all the way from New York to California, processed out, and then taken to Australia, processed in. Now it's a direct process out. It saves a few days. So all my Aussies should be getting their packages half a week quicker now that I'm on the West Coast. And unfortunately, our Italian buyers are probably going to have 3 more days that they're used to in the past. Well, Australia buys more than Italy, so I'm good with that. Whew. Excuse me. Some of you, I should mention, Chef, one of them, Dangle, another, will have multiple packages. It just wasn't economical to get a gigantic box for the artwork, so some of them will be coming in large envelopes that are reinforced with other envelopes and or cardboard. Some of them will be in just 2 packages. So be aware, if everything's not in one of them, rest assured the second one is either a day late or horribly mangled by the post office. ISO says, hopefully West Coast is smoother than New York City for routing international. It will bounce between New York City and Jamaica, New York 3 or 4 times for me sending to Europe before it actually gets there. What's going on, Hellbolt? Love you, man. You just reminded me I need some water, Hellbolt. Nothing wrong with a little hydration. There it is. So yeah, that was my adventure. I had so now as you know, it's holiday season. Water is delicious, especially if you buy the right water. It's the holiday season, so everybody is trying to get their packages out before Christmas. And I didn't think about that when I was doing the customs. Like, I'll just wait in line. I got there. I counted 16 people in line ahead of me and only 4 people working the counter. So it was a while. I think I was in the post office for 45 minutes mailing 2 small packages. Icewell says the real fun, though, is customs in Prague. One time they opened the box to check, ate half a bag of gummies, and put the bag back in half empty. Chef's like, I prefer the left water. What was it? Oh, it was a comedian. I saw him with my father. Lewis Black. Lewis Black had a bit about water saying, look, they have to put the nutritional facts on water, and it has 0 fat. That sucks. I want the water that's full of fat, just chunks of fat floating in the water, because that will be the tasty water. So every time I hear about somebody talking about the taste of water, I think of Lewis Black talking about fat chunks in floating in water. Chef, I like mid-water, middle of the glass. It just stands sentient in the center of the glass. I would always, I was a jerk when I was a little kid. If somebody would like, oh, hey, share this milkshake with me, I would take the milkshake and I would drink the whole thing, and they'd be like, hey, you were supposed to get half. And I would say, yes, my half was on the bottom. It's true. If you think about it, it kind of makes sense. Made a lot of sense when I was younger, less as I got older, but still you can see the logic behind it. Okay, so San Francisco is currently playing the Seahawks. It was actually something I wanted to go over real quick. Yes. Ooh, excuse me. It's been a long day. It really has. I'm not just saying it because I'm yawning. It's been a long day. San Francisco's defense is crazy good. You know who I think could be good if they just got their stuff together? Vegas.
Of course, that creates it. But we're talking about Irvin. But Irvin looked.
There we go. 7-3. What a barn burner. Listen, it's true. They could be good if they got their stuff together. If the Jets can get their stuff together and be a good team, Vegas can do the same. Just saying. What they need is a new owner. The Raiders and the Redskins, Commanders, the Commies, need new ownership. When Al Davis died, people were like, oh, goodness, Al Davis did so much for the league, but man, in his later years, he really screwed that team. People like his son should be a breath of fresh air. And then his son showed up to the meeting with his haircut, and people went, nope, more of the same. This billionaire cuts his own hair. When he dies, and hopefully, I hope he doesn't have any kids. Hopefully they decide to sell the team and new owners get in there, because Vegas needs a new owner. Apparently the owner of the Commies have dirt on Jim Irsay, because Irsay, owner of the Colts, suddenly has changed his tune and said, hey, I don't want to vote him out yet. I need more info, which is billionaire for, my goodness, he has my browser history. I need to support him. Steven says, I could be an incredibly, incredibly happy person if I had unlimited money. See, we can all ask for ridiculous things like Vegas being good. They should have been good this year. You know better than to expect the breath of fresh air from the Washington Commies. This is true. Oh, man. Like there needs to be a better screening process for ownership. That's what I want. It shouldn't be, I have $15 billion. Please give me a team. It should be like, here is how fiscally responsible I am. Here is what I've done for my community. And oh, here's proof that I pay my taxes. And I haven't been sued 500 million times non-frivolously. Like, that should be a requirement. You should have like a proper check, not just a checkbook in order to buy a team. Hey, not to change the subject dramatically, and with no personal interest in this statement, but did you all have a chance to see the trailer for the new Spider-Verse? Yes. Yes, I have. And I have questions, and all of them are good. The questions are, when can I go see it? My other question is, Stephen, when can you and I go and see it? And then the other question is, after you and I see it, when can us and our wives go see it? And then the next question would be, after you and I have seen it, and then us and our wives have seen it, when can us and our wives take James to see it? Because I'm sure I'll need the third time to figure it all out. June 23rd, I will save the date, and you all see it. It's on the screen right now. It's right here. Steven said we have a date, June 23rd, me and him to watch it opening night. He can't retract now. No take backsies, or whatever it is. He just pinky promised on air, and you all are witnesses. Thank you, Stephen. I will be very excited to eat nachos and drink a Slurpee while watching the film next to you. No turning back now, bud. You put it out into the etherverse. It's here. It's there. It will be fun. I am stoked because I saw quite a few Spider-Men I think are going to be great. 2099 was pretty prominent in there. I thought it was the same day as Street Fighter 6. Hey, Sean, I need you to clear up a rumor. Are you beta testing a very famous game franchise? Maybe a Capcom game? Please, do me the honor of clarifying exactly what's going on in your gaming world. I think everybody who doesn't follow Sean should follow him, and they would know what I'm talking about. It's pretty dang interesting. He's like, dude, I'm not supposed to talk about that. Well, you put it on social media. Yes, I am. What are you beta testing? I mean, I could just give out all the answers, but what's the fun in that? Remember, it's Twitch. We get credit for crowd participation. I signed up for beta testing for Street Fighter 6, and he was selected. So if you want to know all the gory details, well, not gory because it's Street Fighter, but if you want to know all the juicy details, I'm sure his NDA prevents him from talking about it. But I don't know if his NDA prevents him from pantomiming and us just guessing wildly without him confirming it. What do you game on? Are you strictly strictly PC, or do you hit up Xbox or PlayStation? June 2nd. Oh, Steven, I see how it is. Picture this. June 23rd, 7:15 p.m. DC waiting outside of a sunny, gorgeous day in LA, outside of the theater with 2 tickets in hand, waiting for his date, Steven, to arrive, and checking his phone, eagerly awaiting the text message saying, "I'm parking, I will see you there," only to have 8:30 tick by and realize there was no Steven, no text coming, because he had the wrong day and just wanted to make a fool of me. I understand how it is. I get it. I'll take back the Christmas gifts now. Sean says, well, it starts 3 a.m. my time, and I'm console. I have a PS4 and an Xbox. I can stream the beta. Oh, now see, that would be cool if you're allowed to. I'll have to add you on the PSN. I will just go ahead and put this in the Twitch chat. This is a stretch, but I do have an Xbox Series X. Excuse me. It is tough to remember. So I'll write it down. Here is my Xbox Live name. I know it's difficult. I know it is tricky. But yeah, I pretty much own DC the Breaker on every major platform that there is. So if you see DC the Breaker in the wild, it's probably me playing the game. Even on like phone games, that's DC the Breaker. Thankfully, nobody has tried to take it yet. That's not what I want. Here's what I want. I gotta write down your Xbox. Just in case. Now, I mean, honestly, I play mostly RPGs. I tend not to play with other people. I think half the time I show that I'm not even online because I'm just a jerk. If anybody else wants to toss their PSN or Xbox names, now remember, this isn't open for the public video. So you may have randos trying to be your friends and contacting you. But if you're willing to throw caution to the wind, like Hellbolt and Sean and I, feel free to throw yours on there and maybe we can all hang out. I've had Lady Amnesty since 1992. I had to add numbers here. That's actually pretty dope to have it that long. I've only had DC the Breaker for about 3 years. 3 years. Mantroon. All right, buddy. I love you, Steven. Take care. Be safe, man. Oh, what was I had another announcement. It's not work related. It's fun related. So as you know, I live not too far from Universal Studios, and Universal Studios is pretty inexpensive to have year passes for, so we have them. It's literally like, I don't know, like $18 a month, something like that. It's cheap. So we got them. It's just easy. It's less than an hour drive. It's about an hour drive. But February 17th. February 17th. Nintendo Land. Nintendo Land has a 4D VR roller coaster ride. I think it's a roller coaster ride that is Mario Kart. And you have a headset visor that has, the augmented reality on it. And you can get a Nintendo, like kind of like a Magic Band, but the universal version that works at Nintendo Land, that allows you to collect coins that you will get doing the ride. And those coins can be redeemed for real things. So I'll be interested to see how that dynamic works. Mario Kart is definitely my jam. I haven't played as much. I have 8 or whatever the one is for the Switch. I've just been so deep into RPGs, I haven't picked it up in a while. Yeah, I'm pretty stoked to see how it works. I haven't bothered to look for any of the ride videos yet. I am signed up for and participating in the year pass think tank. I forgot what they call it. But they send us surveys and ask us what things we'd like to see. They send us information about stuff that's coming up and how excited we are. They send us just basically things saying your feedback, you were one of the people that voted for this. This is coming out, blah, blah, blah. So I'm stoked. I am still doing XCOM 2, The Chosen. I am almost done with the game. I'm built up my squad pretty OP. I think I could walk in and finish the game if I wanted to now. Now, just for fun, I'm trying to unlock everything and push the limits of what the characters can get. After that, there was a massive update for Fallout 76, Nuka-Cola Land tour, which the content looks pretty good. I jumped in for about an hour today. I did have a couple hours to myself today before the post office opened and after I dropped off Jim. So I did go through and put in about an hour and 45 minutes of gaming. And I got to the point in XCOM where it's like, okay, I'm going to plan when I'm going to finish the game. I finished the base one. Now The Chosen is the upgraded version. That's the one I'm about to finish. And I was like, cool. Let me see what my other games are doing. I wanted to download, believe it or not, I am a fraud when it comes to talking about Star Wars. I have never played Fallen Order. I know who the characters are. I mean, I played the demo. But now it's free, and they're offering the deluxe upgrade for free. So I did download it today. So tomorrow I will probably start the playthrough for that. Um, Paul says, I've been trying the old XCOM games on Steam. The difficulty curve is like the north face of Denali. Oh, yeah. So, Paul, I played the original XCOM on Steam. I didn't play it console. This is my first XCOM on console. I will not give you spoilers, but let me give you help. I attempted to do a playthrough on normal for XCOM 2, and I was wiped in the first 6 weeks of the game. The game is extremely difficult. The thing with, well, at least XCOM 2. So XCOM 1, you're going to want to start it on easy. I had to do half of the game on easy, and then I did a full restart on normal, and it was extremely difficult. I just did this. I started XCOM 2 on normal, thinking I could directly take my info and experience and move it forward, and I was crushed. So I did an entire playthrough on easy, which was not easy. And now I'm doing The Chosen on easy. I will probably bump it. So XCOM 2, I don't remember if 1 is. XCOM 2 has a random engine. So you can be getting guys that are way too difficult for you early based on random chance. The AI develops its traits at a random chance as well, where you as a player have a linear system that you only get certain benefits at certain levels. The AI can pull out nasty top-level endgame crap literally week 3. Hellbolt says, if I can get enough money, I want to get the new Pokemon game, but my goal is still saving for Japan. It should be your goal, Japan. I've completed the remake of XCOM and XCOM 2. Did you do XCOM 2 The Chosen? That is that upgrade. So it is it's added content. It's literally twice as large as the original game. Like, downloading the update took longer than the other one. All right, Chef. Sounds good, man. It is very difficult. There's a lot more at your disposal. You have access to 3 additional types of characters in The Chosen that are not in XCOM 2. 2 of them are super OP. The other one is it's all right. I highly recommend, even if it costs you like $10, get the Chosen add-on. It's worth it. It is absolutely worth it. Doing the 90s originals, yeah. But yeah, the first one was brutal. I had a lot of restarts with the first one. The second one, only 1 restart. And now I'm going to do the playthrough. I will probably, if I solve everything on easy, I may not do a playthrough on normal. I may save some endgame content to try it on normal. But if I'm lazy, I'll just do it all now and probably not revisit the game and then jump on Fallen Order. I don't know. I don't have a ton of time for gaming anyway, especially this upcoming 2 weeks. I will have none. 0. Because James will be playing Halo nonstop. Or Humans Fall Flat. Absolutely. I now that I think about it, will probably, and I don't do it often, I don't rate games on the network. I will probably rate XCOM 2 Chosen because it's that good and people should not read the reviews and actually play it. It's good. Fallen Order, I know. I know it's fun. I know I'm 3 years too late, 4 years too late. But I wasn't going to spend $60 on it. It's free. It's coming with the free deluxe. I feel like I have in January I will have enough extra time to really get into it. I just haven't had time to dig in. With Fallout 76 taking all my time, I finally given. I won't play Madden anymore. I've determined to not play Madden until EA can stop reskinning it and put a new engine in there. Somebody showed me the glitch. If you are doing a season, a 2022 season for the 2022 Madden, it's literally layered over 2021's background. And occasionally the loading time will lag and you'll get the 2021 background to pop up for like 2 seconds before the overlay of the 2022 shows up, which literally means EA Sports are literally taking the same game from 2021 and simply adding a surface layer over the top of the old game to make it look new. And you are literally paying for the exact same game twice. Subnautica was my obsession. But when I started getting into the deep sea, like the deep, like maxing out the sub, it just got too much for me. That crazy acid trip Leviathan caterpillar looking thing, it was just too much, and I was like, this is overwhelming. I literally dropped the game and was like, nope, this is too difficult. But I dug Subnautica. I liked the struggle, the initial grind of it. And then you really quickly go from, the tier 2 to tier 3 sub, whatever it's called. And you start getting like the torpedoes. Like you start getting into that stuff and it's like going from D&D 3 to D&D 5. Suddenly there's arquebuses and black powder, and it's like, I don't want that. I just want stingrays and swords. But it's a beautiful game, Subnautica. For those who haven't played it, Subnautica is gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous game. You get to the lava zone. You meet the Ray. Oh, no. Yeah, no. Mm-mm. The Ray Harryhausen. Yeah. Yeah, that stuff it just got too much for me. Like my sensory was like, no, I don't want to do this anymore. And usually like my competitor spirit goes, muscle through. It's probably got a great payoff. But now that I'm in my, early to mid 40s, it's like, yeah, payoff isn't worth the headache. No, just quit. Just put it down. And it's like, yeah, delete. You might like Subnautica Below Zero. You only have the sea truck and you just customize it. Isn't there an added difficulty in, don't you have to worry about freezing to death in that one? Not only you have to worry about like food and water and oxygen, you have to worry about cold. It's just one more layer of suck. So has anybody been on Discord lately to see the absolute insanity that I got from Bing? I will show you a little snippet for those who missed it. Really? So this is my Doctor Strange #1 original Bing cover. There is so much to unpack there. Absolutely nuts. Totally bonkers. And I love it. And then I asked for a Spawn #1 recreate. Holy shnikes! You're not supposed to have a favorite child, but of these two twins, I'm not gonna lie, this is awesome. Bing is actually in the CGC registry. So I have a sinking feeling you are going to see these graded and encased for my collection. But look at that. It's ridiculous. So good. So good. Those are my first two commissioned sketch covers. I have never commissioned anybody directly before. So that's #1 and #2. So the first one, I consider the Spawn the first. That one will never leave my PC. I don't plan on ever removing Doctor Strange. But if somebody said you have to choose one, the Spawn I would consider my #1. And for those who know how I am about my firsts when it comes to collecting, I still have the first card I ever actually collected. It's in awful condition. This is the card that's made me say I am collecting cards. I've owned cards before this, going back to the mid-'80s. But those, it was like, whatever. But this one right here is the one that made me start actually collecting. That Spawn is the one that I am going to say is the official first ever sketch cover because, thanks, Kevin. What's up, man? Because the first, I have the text message. Maybe I did that on Discord. No, maybe it was on Instagram. I want to see if I can. All right, I'm gonna screenshot this and then edit it. Because my home address would be in the screen, and I don't want you guys to know where I live. So this is the conversation. Oh no, breaking stuff. So you can see the first thing I wrote was Spawn #1 recreate, and then Doctor Strange, however you want to do it. So because I said Spawn first, I'm making that my first. And then Doctor Strange is going to be the second fiddle. That'll be the second one I ever did. Tomato, tomato, I know. Kevin says, I'm cheering on the Niners. Yeah, I mean, I'm not a Pete Carroll fan. And it's nothing personal. He's just got one of those faces, you just like look at him like, I don't know you. I've never met you. We've never spoken before. But I have the overwhelming urge just to punch you in the face. It's not mean. It's just is something about his face just looks punchable. I'm sure he's an awesome guy. Really. I'm sure Pete Carroll's awesome. I'm sure he's like a dude that you want to have a beer with. He's just got a punchable face. I look at him and he's smug and I'm like, no, I don't want to hang out with you. Okay. I would like to point out Paul Maitland's sentence. Oh, Kevin P. West, a man thing should be with you Saturday. Kevin, Paul, I love you both. I don't care what you do on the weekends. But you could DM that stuff, guys. Just saying. There is, if you go in, if you click the name, you should be able to message them directly. Or even whisper. Even Kevin's like, yeah, that's a bit personal. Probably shouldn't have said that in front of all my friends. Oh, goodness gracious. As they say in Seinfeld, not that there's anything wrong with that. No. Hey, listen, different strokes for different folks. I am not one to judge. I love everybody equally. I think everybody should love each other too. I'm a huge fan of love. It is what it is, man. I don't care what you do. I don't care what anybody does. As long as it's all in good fun and everybody is safe. That's what I want. I want everybody to be safe and have fun. Good old man thing. Good old man thing. Dangle said, please stop talking about man things and open up some Star Wars stuff. All right, Dangle. I'll even roll a die for you, too. What's going on, buddy? All right, Dangle. Some of you know the rules, some of you don't. Dangle just bought a Star Wars Chrome Black box. We, DCD Collects, bought a case of Topps 206 Star Wars for fun. We decided, hey, wouldn't it be fun if everybody who bought a Topps Chrome Black box had a 50-50 shot of getting an absolutely free Topps 206? And we said, yeah, that would be cool. So Dangle, 50-50 chance this is a 1d4, used for slings and darts. My nerds know what I'm talking about. I think it's also toe stubbing damage. Unless you have a hangnail, then it's a 1d6. Or an ingrown toenail, I mean, is a 1d6. Dangle, you get to choose odd or even. And if it is what you choose, you get that free 206 box. No strings attached. So the question I have for you, Dangalang, odd or even, man? Chef knows, not an easy game. Not an easy game at all. Improvised weapon, 1d4. Odd. It's even. Sorry, man. Dice don't lie. I grew up on British innuendo-ridden sitcoms. It's like a reflex action these days. Paul, after living in England and having BBC One, BBC Two, BBC Three, BBC Four, BBC Five, BBC Six, BBC Seven, and BBC Eight, I know exactly what you're talking about. All right, Dangle, Topps Chrome Black 2022 Star Wars, one encased auto, and then a bunch of other stuff. I have to do this without revealing the auto because I like to surprise myself. There we go. Here it is. Here we go. All right, buddy, good luck. Lee Cozy, ladies and gentlemen. He's lurking and working. Grogu. Oh, look at the baby. Or as a Skarsgård once said, show me the baby. Jar Jar. If these aren't the two cutest aliens in all of Star Wars, I don't know who is. Good old Darth Jar Jar. Behind we got a teal. And that's a teal Poe Dameron. Fun fact, Poe Dameron is James's favorite Star Wars character. That's going to be 19 out of 99. All right. And then see what we got here. General Kenobi. Oh, look at that. Hello there. General Grievous, a.k.a. Matthew Wood. I guess that's a W, an O, and a D? It's more like wool. His name is Matthew Wool. He signs it Wool, comrade. Wool, you like vodka and rubber duckies. Wool you. There you go, man. Grievous, Grogu, Dameron, and Jar Jar. At least every single person in your pack is recognizable. Wood? Maybe. I don't know how many more of these we got left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it's only 5 of those. Yeah, only 5 left in the case. I think we have another case. I can't remember if we had 2 of those or 2 of the 206s. We might have another case. I'll have to check storage. We actually have storage. It's not a very big storage, but we have one. Excuse me. Also, that reminds me, now that World Cup is this weekend, I should probably post these. I wouldn't want us to miss the opportunity to capitalize on football. I have to look these up and find out what to charge. Yes, those are both sapphire. Yes, bourbon, you know he's buying them. All right, according to the United Postal Service, I should have my sketch covers in 2 days. And Dangle's like, I'm out. Have a good night. Might see you tomorrow, friends. All right, Dangle, thanks for popping by. I will pop your cards in the mail. It's like an OCD person's worst nightmare. Now you don't know which one is top and bottom on these. And because my memory is really that bad, I will do that as soon as this stream is over. It bothers me when I have orders that aren't packaged and done. It's like my biggest pet peeve. But sometimes I don't have the right box. Other times I can't get to the post office. I have now a stockpile of priority boxes and envelopes from the post office. because I can't trust the post office to always be open. So I was the jerk today. As most of you know, larger orders or multiple orders, I will usually, for tracking and insurance reasons, I'll put them in priority boxes. Priority boxes come with like $500 worth of insurance. And you have to use a pre-made box that they have. Normally what they do is they have little kiosks inside the post office that have the empty boxes. The boxes are free as long as you're expected to ship with the you can't ship the box anything other than priority mail. So they expect you to use it. I was the jerk today, knowing that my post office is not open all the time and they lock the doors. I grabbed the entire stack of express package boxes. It's like 6 of them. That's all they had in there. And was like, I'm just taking these. But I was nice to tell them, I said, listen, I do a lot of shipping for my business, and most of it is express or priority. Excuse me, not express, priority. I said, I come here for boxes. The place is locked up. I'm taking all of your boxes right now. And he's like, are you going to use all of the boxes? I said, within the next 2 weeks? Yeah, I probably am. As a matter of fact, those who saw the pictures yesterday saw a few of those boxes. So I was like, sorry, I'm going to be a jerk. I'm taking all of these. I need them. Every once in a while, I'm a jerk. Wow, San Francisco is just running away with the game. Good for Brock Purdy. All right, let me take a look. Let's see who's streaming. Where do we want to go? Do we want to go to an artist? Do we want to go to an entertainer?
Yeah.
Yo, a tribe. Nope. There we go. All right, so let's go to a gamer. Let's go. I have been following this gentleman since my earliest Twitch days. His name is Data Dave, or Data Dave, depending on how you pronounce it. He is currently playing the game High on Life, which is from the creators of Rick and Morty. Now, I will tell you, it is not going to be safe for work because the game itself is not safe for work. But Dave, who's doing the streaming, is actually pretty awesome. Pretty funny. I dig him. Let's go raid him and chat with him. For those who need a family-friendly stream, Paul is also about to be streaming in 5 minutes. So we can do a double dip. We can jump over and see Data Dave. And then we can probably mosey on over to Paul as well. But first and more importantly, let me get rid of this. I love each and every one of you, and I appreciate you hanging out with me today. Just chatting. kind of how we're rolling. Tomorrow, as you know, we are not live on Saturday, so tomorrow will be the last day of the week to get things open. It may be the last day to get things before Christmas as well. I can't guarantee it, although I will try to send it. It's not up to me, it's up to the post office. But please take care of yourselves and each other, and we get to do this again tomorrow, which will be a lot of fun. We may have a couple of surprises in line tomorrow, too, so stay tuned to social media to get the tip-off. But I digress. I love you all. Take care of yourselves. Please be safe. Let's go watch some gaming.